I'm Dewey.
And I'm Terry.
And we would like for you to join us as we go on an adventure treating each other one date at a time. Welcome to our podcast, Treat Your Spouse. So we got something special this week. We get to come to you from Marriott, England. Just kidding. We're actually at Epcot. So we are chaperoning our...
Don't say her name.
Jacob's little sister and on her senior trip at Disney World. And we are currently at Epcot walking around the World Showcase, and we thought what better place to do our podcast than hanging out with each other at Epcot, right?
Right.
So this week, first week, we talked about the first commitment, which was what?
Seek God.
Seeking the God.
Seeking the God? No, just seeking God.
Seeking God. God is the God. Seeking God together as one. And we came to find out that we are great at seeking God, but we have stuff to work on seeking Him together.
Yes,
and that's what we are working on. Mm-hmm. Second week.
Fight fair. We don't do that well.
Fight fair. We don't fight fair because I don't like to fight and she don't love to fight. Sorry. That was bad. It's not that she loves to fight.
I love to fight unfair. No.
She doesn't fight fair.
Continue.
Okay,
We're not great at fighting fair. Next.
And this week, we get to talk about something we are good at.
Yes.
And we are good at having fun. And that's what we're going to talk all about today. We're going to talk about the 3 ways that Craig Rochelle says is the best way to have fun.
So get ready. We're going to go around Epcot as we do.
We're going to go around the world and
the
talk
world.
about it.
We're world travelers today.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so the third commitment is to have fun, which we're very good at, I think.
I do believe we do.
And the first way to have fun together is face-to-face.
Right, face-to-face fun. So there was 3 different pieces of fun he talked about, and the first piece
face-to-face
was face-to-face fun. And that is the type of quality time together. Is that?
Quality time together where you're face-to-face discussing things, your cell phone's put away, you're not watching television or grading papers or working on work emails. You are face-to-face, totally involved in what the other person is saying and doing.
And he kind of equated it back to, I remember when we first started dating and we would call each other on the phone. Mm-hmm. I would get a roll, because she lived in a different state, and I would get a roll of quarters and I would go to the payphone and I just pluck the quarters in and talk. And then I think, was it after 7 or after 9, long distance was free? Mm-hmm. So at 7 o'clock, we pick up the phone and we're talking to each other. You remember that?
Yep, I remember
And we would
that.
talk for hours.
And hours.
And hours. And we would just watch TV together. We would
fall
asleep. She'd be like, "Are you awake?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then we just kind of sit there. We didn't have anything else to say. We just hear each other breathe.
Right.
That's hard to imagine.
Now it's very hard to imagine.
Very hard to imagine.
Because sometimes when he breathes too hard, I'm like, "You're breathing too hard."
Yeah, she hates to hear me breathe now as I
Come
say
on.
that.
No. Anyway.
But yeah, face-to-face
fun
is the first thing he said. And it's pretty cool because he also talked about the importance of date night. How convenient,
yes.
Because that is what we're pushing over and over with Treat Your Spouse. We need to do a date night every single week. And currently our date is in Italy. And I think we're about to go to France, Rome, Morocco, Venice, a few other places. Maybe we'll show a couple of them to you. But that is the first commitment. We're going to move on to the next commitment in just a second. Is there anything else to say on the face-to-face fun?
No, I just love it. I think we're good at face-to-face.
We are good at face-to-face. We just need to make
but we
it
need
a
to put our cell
priority.
phones down sometimes.
Right, we need to put our cell phones down. We need to make it a priority to have that time, because it's so easy to let life get in the way and not make that a priority. So we're in it. You know, one thing we didn't say that Craig talked about on the very first part of having fun is that as men, we need to be the ones who are lifting our wives up and affirming them and letting them know how much we appreciate them and how beautiful they are, because if we don't, somebody else will. So we need to step up and do that. So you're so beautiful, honey.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
I appreciate you so much.
The picture went off.
It's okay.
Okay.
All right, so that was the face-to-face fun that we talked about. Now we're here in China. China.
No.
No? And
I,
that was my poor Trump impression. He would always say China. Okay. And the second one is that side-to-side fun. That's the type of fun that men prefer. I mean, that's the activities, getting out there, hanging out with your best friend at Disney. This right now is what we're doing, is having side-to-side fun, which is my favorite kind of fun. And I think we love to do the same type of activities, and that is the type of side-to-side fun that he stresses.
I do think that we are blessed because we both kind of like the same things.
We do.
But I don't necessarily love going and watching you run a 50K, but sometimes you just do it. So that's why I say we're blessed, because we like the same side-by-side things. However, even if you don't, make the sacrifice, because it's worth it.
It is worth it, yeah. And I think he talked about how women prefer the face-to-face fun and men don't prefer the face-to-face fun. It's hard, but that's my sacrifice, is that face-to-face fun, and some of Terry's sacrifice is this side-to-side fun. But like she said, thankfully we enjoy this type of side-to-side fun. Am I right?
We do, yes, you're right.
So
I also don't want my snow cone to melt, because I don't like it when it gets watery.
it's not a snow cone, this is a kakigori. This, I usually wear a hat at all the parks, and this was the cheapest hat I could find today. So it's fitting. We're in China,
Yeah. And
When in China.
You've always wanted to be a karate kid.
Right, karate. Yes, you're the best around. Sorry. Anything else on the side-to-side fun?
No.
All right. This is like my favorite one, having fun. So podcasters, this might be one. It's kind of neat what you get to see on this particular podcast, because we're exploring Epcot as we do it. Hopefully the audio's okay. We'll see.
You think they're going to hear me swishing my icy?
Absolutely. Sorry, little ASMR. Yeah. All right.
Oh, she's tripping.
Anything else?
No.
All right. I'll tell you, one of the coolest parts about this particular trip is, for the past 18 months, when they were, forever how long, it's been Mask City at Disney. Well, the couple days before we came, they decided to let, if you're outside, take off your masks.
Praise be.
So it has been so much better, because I was honestly a little bit dreading it just because of the heat and the masks, but it's been really cool.
Nice.
It's been very nice.
So thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Yeah,
He is in the details. He cares.
He is.
Yes.
And it's been a great trip so far. I had great side-by-side fun with my lovely, beautiful, appreciated wife. Have some
face-to-face
time,
especially
set
in the
up.
car.
In the car,
On
yes.
the way down.
Yes. We actually took a nap.
Midday through
Animal Kingdom. Let the kids do a little bit, because in my defense, for 2 nights in a row, I got less than 3 hours sleep. So I really needed it. And
I just like naps.
Beautiful, appreciated wife needs her naps. Yes, she very much does. I didn't even think about this. I hope we're close enough. I'm going to turn this up just a touch, because there's a little ambient noise out here. You see, I don't know if you can see the Skyliners, but we're in France now. Oui, monsieur, right across from the new Ratatouille ride, which...
Is it a ride or a restaurant?
It's a ride.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it shrinks you down to the size of Ratatouille, the rat. And his name's not Ratatouille, it's a dish you make. But you go through...
some Ratatouille when you leave it?
Maybe, we shall see. But it doesn't open till October. It would be fun to do a Disney podcast, wouldn't it?
I've said that we should do, if we're doing a podcast, it should be Disney.
We should
We're way better at Disney than marriage. Just kidding. That's a joke.
Yeah.
Wah.
We're getting better at marriage every day, I believe. One day at a time, right? All right, so we talked about the face-to-face. We talked about the side-by-side. Now, probably tied for my favorite, is the third one, which is... Craig refers to it as belly button to belly button.
I know you're going to do that, but I'm not doing it.
Come on, touch belly buttons.
Stop.
Okay. Belly button, and you just use your imagination a little bit, and you can kind of see where that is going. Belly button to belly button. It is, it's funny. We were at Animal Kingdom yesterday,
I knew that you would bring this up.
I looked up on the rope, and there's these gibbons, there's these black monkeys, and this one was it was hilarious. He's just up there, and he was shaking his tush, and he was just dancing.
Yeah,
right?
We thought, wow, look at that monkey dancing.
It's so funny.
How cute.
And then
Lots of people around watching.
Yeah, all these kids around, and all of a sudden I looked, and I noticed there's a monkey in front of him on the rope. So
she wasn't as excited about dancing.
But she was.
No, she tried to get away.
Dancing a little bit, but
no, she tried to get away.
What they were doing is they wasn't exactly belly button to belly button, but what Craig's talking about is exactly what they were doing. I may or may not put a little footage about what they were doing because it was pretty hilarious. But that belly button to belly button is basically that physical intimacy, right? That physical intimacy that is very important to a marriage, and probably more so important to the male than the female.
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and I love how Craig talks about it would when you deny your husband that physical touch, love language. It's almost the same as when he denies you that face-to-face, caring, emotional connection by like being on a cell phone or something.
Yeah. Generally speaking,
rejection is how you feel when you're done that way, and that's how he feels when he's done that way. I love that he brought up that it's biblical. It's a biblical thing. It's honoring to the Lord, right? It is.
We were created for that, and not just for that, obviously, but that is just a gift that He gave us and a need. And generally speaking, most men crave physical intimacy, like I said, more than women. But on the flip side of that, women crave emotional intimacy. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
With this, so that's somewhere we can work on as well. But if you're not having that belly button to belly button time, it's very important that you make time. We listen to this one podcast every now and then, and we haven't done this. Terry's not quite there yet, but they're saying it's so important that if you can't do it, schedule it. She hates the thought of that. She says it loses its magic and all that. But they say schedule it so that you know that every week, Thursday night, 8 o'clock.
We actually have friends that have done that before.
It is that time. And I'm telling you, if I had, we should try it. Because if I had that to look forward to, buddy, I'm going to be on cloud 9. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Can y'all tell Dewey had a strawberry slushy? Dewey had that strawberry slushy.
Right.
Are my teeth orange and pink?
Are our kids going to watch this?
Yeah, they are.
I'm sorry, Jacob, in advance. Jacob's our biggest fan, and we really appreciate Jacob and all he does for this podcast. And
we loved when he was a guest on here.
He was, and we're going to have him again, maybe at Disney.
Lots of
we could have side by side fun, Jacob. Right?
From Jacob. So we have face-to-face time. Think of some ways. Somebody said pause the podcast. Can you pause podcast?
You can. I wouldn't. But this is our challenge to you, right?
Yes, this is our challenge.
Our challenge to you is to have fun. Make ways to have fun. There's face-to-face fun. Side-by-side fun. Belly button to belly button fun. Right? We need to make sure, and it's very important. All three of those are important. So.
Yes. Also, the winner of our giveaway, our 2-ticket giveaway, was Bennett Burris. He shared
and liked our post,
and we will be having another giveaway soon. So be looking for that.
Yeah, we'd like to give away a couple copies of this book.
Yes.
We've got a couple extra, and we'd like to give it away because it's been very good. I mean, these are very powerful. And they're simple.
Oh yeah.
But they're simple, but they're powerful, and it just takes that discipline to do them. We need to seek the one with the 2. All right, we seek the one, but we don't do great at the 2. We need to fight fair.
We're not good at fighting fair yet.
We're not good at fighting fair. We're working on that. All right.
We're working on it.
And then have fun. We're good at having fun.
We're good at having fun.
That is a strength
that
of ours.
That was a nice chapter to read.
Yes, it just kind of verified that we're awesome in that piece of our marriage. We just need to learn how to fight fair.
I agree.
All right.
All right. Have
so
fun,
if
y'all.
you like what you see here and you want to see more, share, tell your friends, DM us, ask us questions, tell us things you'd like us to talk about.
Suggestions.
And if you want to strengthen your marriage,
stop treating yourself
and treat your spouse.
To a Disney trip, maybe.
That'd be awesome. You know, Disney's a lot cheaper if you split it up. When we take the family, we always take the brunt of it, but we took some seniors this year and split the cost. That's the way to go. We need to start making our kids split.
Don't worry, Jacob, we're not doing that.
Jacob, you pay part of it, we'll pay part of it.
Bye, guys.
Star Wars land.